for being here with us tonight. And I really wanted to ask you something, because as we live life, there's a lot of things that could trap life force particles.
Yeah.
But what would be the thing? What would be that thing that would trap the most life force particles?
Hey, that's a great question. And good evening to you and all the Facebook fans out there. It's great to be connected. So the biggest thing that will trap a life force particle, or several life force particles, is a shock. And a shock by definition would be like when a game is over, like end of game, like an end of game could be getting fired, or a company going under, or right now in present time, you know, the COVID virus, and then so many people getting it, and then being locked down in your home, and then being sent home to work from home, and then coming back to work and businesses going out of business, and then the COVID numbers going up, and then protests and upsets and turbulence. I mean, those are shocking times, you know, and then things collapsing around you. You know, basically what happens when a shock occurs is it collapses you and your space and your energy. And can be like a jar to your mind and your emotions.
Yeah, I mean, that really sounds, I mean, I was just hearing you, and it sounds really like a shock within a shock within a shock.
Yes.
It's almost like a chain of shocks, you know, because it's interesting times we're living right now.
It is. And I still go back to that lady that I saw in town. You know, I live in a small town in St. Joe, Texas, and she's in her 60s, and she said, you know, this is very different than the Depression. And I said, well, yeah, it is. But what do you mean by that? You know, because I didn't live in the Depression, and neither did she. And she said, well, you know, people lost their jobs, but she said they weren't locked up in their houses and told when they could and couldn't go out, and what, you know, and wearing masks and to social distance yourself. So it's like, it's a whole thing that we're like, what, do what? You know, it's just things that you never expected would probably ever happen in your lifetime.
Yeah, and you know, just as I hear that, at least for me, I mean, this happens to me every time that I experience a shock.
Yeah.
You know, the major manifestation, at least for myself, is I see myself paralyzed. I see myself
Totally.
stop, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Stopped.
with that,
Yeah. Stop. And also, I don't want to just, you know, talk about what's happening right now in present time, because it can also be something that somebody says something to you that you're like, what did I just hear what they said? You know, just sometimes people can say things to you that just blow you out of the water, that actually shock you. It stops you dead in your tracks, and you don't know what hit you.
Yeah, and that's pretty confusing, by the way, just to have that sensation and that feeling. So Seal, so what would be the best way to handle a shock? What can we do about it?
Well, the best way to handle a shock is to actually ask yourself several questions and break down the components and what actually happens in the shock. And I'll give you a couple of examples. One of the first things you could do is ask yourself, when did this shock occur? And then go to that moment and look at it and see, you know, how big was it? You know, where were you? Because what that does is every time by asking yourself that question, that actually puts some separation and distance from you and that thing that hit you, maybe like a freight train, or, you know, jarred your emotions and you don't know why you feel so stunned. And then by locating how big it is, it actually separates you from it and locates you. And so therefore you've got space. So, but what else do you want to ask me about this?
Yeah, I mean, I just know that ACLC is going to be hosting pretty special events this weekend. So anything else that you would like
Yes.
to share with everyone that is
Yeah.
watching this video around that?
Okay. Thank you. So there are 19 questions, actually. 19, right? Have I got it right? 19
Yeah.
questions that go with the shock process. And we know that many people, they need this knowledge. They need to know how to handle shocks. Why? So you can start to create. See, the other thing a shock does that I didn't say is it disconnects you from your goals and your dreams. That's the biggest, worst thing. And so right now, more than ever in turbulent times, you need to be able to be positive because there's opportunities out there. I've got a lot of success stories I could share with you if we had time, of people that's winning even in the midst of, the paradigm's changing and the way they do business is changing. But we are going to offer you guys a seat tomorrow from 8 to 10. And we're going to teach you how to handle your shock. And we're not going to just teach you. We're going to let you see the process, and we're going to put you in rooms, and we're going to pair you up, and we're going to coach you so that you can learn how to handle your shock, learn how to handle it on others. And then when you leave that there, you'll know how to handle shocks. Then Saturday, you want to tell them what time it's happening on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. And thank you so much, Seal, for sharing all that. And Saturday, we're going to be doing that from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's Central Standard Time in the United States. And tomorrow it's 8 to 10 a.m. as well. And that's in the United States, Central Time. But what I wanted to share around that, it's just a great opportunity. Because would it be correct, Seal, if I say that, someone that is right now like feeling stuck, someone that is, just full of fear, someone that is just, just confused, that there's like a lot of possibilities of that person being in a shock, right?
Totally. That is the biggest, Raul, you've been in this self-improvement industry for a long time. I mean, I've known you since 2008. And the biggest thing, I think you would agree, the biggest thing that I see that's really stopped a person dead in their tracks and caused them not to move forward is somewhere along the way, they've run into something or someone and a shock occurred. And you handle that. And I mean, you know what happens? Feels like magic. They're able to go create again. They're reconnected to their dreams just by handling this. And we're so excited because we did a webinar on Tuesday, and then it's like, oh my gosh, all the seats we had 100 seats. We thought that was plenty. And then the seats, were filled. And then Friday we offered 50 seats, and we've already got a lot of people signed up already. Like, I think maybe the seats are filled. So we're like, oh my gosh, we need to quickly do one for Saturday. And there's no cost. It's free. So sign up, be with us.
That's beautiful. So thank you so much, Seal, for that high mood level and that energy. And thank you so much for being here with us. And you're going to see here at the comments, you will see the link. So please do whatever it takes so you're able to join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Time, United States, or Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time, United States. So thank you so much, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.